Why should we pay nurses more? Let me tell you a story. So it's 4 a.m. and I'm on call as the pediatric cardiology fellow, and I'm exhausted. This was during either a 24 or 36-hour shift, and as the fellow on call, I was the main cardiology point of contact for our entire hospital and outside hospital systems. So it wasn't possible for you as the fellow to actively watch everyone. You did your best to actively watch high-risk patients and then addressed issues in stable patients as they came up. So it's 4 a.m. and I'd literally just laid down on my very uncomfortable call bed, and I get a page that one of our CT surgery post-op floor patients is having random DSATs, or quick drops in their oxygen level. I call back the nurse, baby otherwise looks fine, but keeps having these random DSATs. So I do what you're supposed to do. I get up and I go to the bedside and do an exam. Sure enough, baby looks fine. I review their post-op history, post-op echo, all seems legit, no reason for them to suddenly decompensate. But I go through their O2 sat trend and I agree, it's legitimate. The baby's periodically having these deep O2 desaturation events and then completely recovers, but they keep happening. So I call the cardiac ICU and ask them to come to the bedside and take a look. They agree, they're not sure why this is happening. Baby seems fine, no reason to do this, but by intuition, it seems ominous. So they decide to take them back to the ICU, which is a big deal to bounce back to the cardiac ICU overnight. And within 2 hours of when their nurse paged me, that baby was intubated in the ICU. Now, if you're watching this video, you probably don't need me to tell you how challenging an unexpected respiratory arrest in a post-op CT surgery patient at shift change would be. But instead of that happening, that baby was safely intubated in the ICU after having been closely watched and having prepared for that possibility. Then went home completely fine a couple days later. What could have been so easily disregarded, random brief O2 DSATs in an otherwise seemingly fine infant, was caught, investigated, and acted upon. And this baby, instead of having a potentially fatal event, went home with their family a couple days later. The primary reason that happened was because of the vigilance and diligence of their bedside nurse at 4 a.m. So if you think about it, that baby's life was saved 3 times. The first time by their doctor and team that diagnosed them, the second time by their surgeon and team that fixed them, and this third time by catching and preventing this potentially fatal complication. Of those 3, the doctor, the surgeon, and the nurse, think about how supported and compensated they are for their role in saving that baby. Makes you think.